Garudapurana, many of you have heard about it. But how many people have faith? This is the next question. That is, if a human being lives on earth, what kind of evil did she do? What kind of punishment will you get in hell? How many types of hell are there? How many types of torture are there? It is the Garudapurana that puts all the mistakes in clearly. But keep in mind that only those who have faith in this Garudapurana are concerned with this content. You just said that I don't have faith. This content is content that you don't deserve. You can go and buy it, we can restore it at the next house. But what is the meaning behind this content? How many hells do you get for how many sins? This Garudapurana explains everything like a manjira to live after death, funeral, rebirth, etc. In this Purana, biology, medicine, size, structure and characteristics of Navartana are all discussed. Kasapa Kafaru, the charioteer of Surya and Arunan, is the enemy of Garuda they conceived before worshipping the Lord. It is the canonical Garudapurana with the Vyanavogama that is to be worshipped, and anyone can know what it is, and now everyone needs to break through. Lord Vishnu, the supreme being who is in need of transmigration, was riding on his vehicle, the Garuda vehicle, and was bringing prosperity to the world. Then he looked at Vishnu with his vehicle, the Garuda, and asked a question: My Lord, what happens after the death of humans? Lord Vishnu's answer to that was what he had asked Garudapurana. Garudapurana, in Garudapurana, the separation of people who died, the life is separated from the body with them. Where does that separated life go? What does it do? What are things like heaven and hell? Who will go to heaven? Who will go to hell? Who will go to hell? Everything is explained in the Garudapurana. The wrong habits and actions that can shorten the life of our people. Our ancient Vedas and Puranas have been mentioned about this. It is mentioned in the Puranas about how time is reduced by 100 years in the Kali-yuga. It is reborn, the body is perishable, the soul is indestructible. The fact that the soul is indestructible. Why does this soul stay in a perishable body? And this question is written in us. Just like how a human being is born, grows up, becomes young and gets old, the soul comes into a body that is facing changes, stays and then moves to another body. It is a cursed soul that cannot go to another world and cannot reach God. You do not know how many kinds of sufferings are waiting for the souls who are wandering around to reach God. You do not know how many kinds of sufferings are waiting for a man. This earth is a suitable place for living innumerable creatures. Due to the evolution that has taken place, today's knowledge has divided everything into good, bad. A living being who knows and acts is a living being, whether it is anu or cosmic. It is a living being made of matter that can have color in everything. The birth that can be before the gods is the birth of a man. Because of this one reason, the birth of a man is more important than other births. If we fail to do it, then we will lose our thoughts. There is so much for us to know all these things. It is a concept. How we should behave as much as we can until we die on this earth. There are clear instructions in the concept. The life leaving this world is in the world of Yama. It has been mentioned that the increase in death will go to Yamaloka, and the distance between the earth where man lives and Yamaloka is 80,000 kadam or 7 kilometers. At the end of one's life he is taken before Yama in the form of Sukamam. Let stop Yama with his messengers, take this life back to where it was and let it go. Take him back after the second day of separation, bring him here and buy him like that. The messengers, who will take the order, will listen to what he said and do the same. If the life is bound by affection, it has been untied, but the body will be bare. If it is not like that, ginger burning ashes is good and becomes happy, thinking that the body burns and becomes attached to the ashes. On the third day the stomach is put on the stomach, on the fourth day is the belly, on the fifth day is the stomach, on the sixth day is the back, on the eighth day is the stomach, on the eighth day is the thighs, on the ninth day is the legs, and on the 10th day is the whole body. Even if he has a physical body, he cannot speak. The physical person will stand outside the house and look at his family members, and the people coming home. He will be hungry and thirsty. That soul will go, that soul bound by affection, while dragging the messengers of Yama, will keep looking at its home and its surroundings. That soul who goes with the messengers of Yama will pass through many obstacles and endure many tribulations day and night. On the way to walk 247 is a day. On the way there are thick forests, and the paths in the forest, where there are nooks and crannies. When the suffering life is going through so many hardships that it is so difficult to pass through, thinking about the people around and the past, and realizing that no one will help him anymore, he will start thinking about the situation with himself. Alas, during my life I will not do any charity to anyone. The messengers of Yama will listen to every bite of life, and give a blow to each bite. Matane, when you were living on earth, did you do a good deed? Did you cheat other people's things? Did you do charity? A human being born as a fool lies in the world of ignorance and ignorance. What does Maotada say when he has spent a long time destroying something that does not give a journey to the future? If you lie on the earth, you will not be able to do anything after you become sick, and you will not be able to do anything. If you say that you can destroy your soul, it is mentioned in the Puranas that it is the Indra period. If we take it as a step, we say that our ancestors don't have time to do Tarpana once a year, but the Vedas say that we should do Tarpana 96 times in a year. That's why we perform Tarpana at the appropriate time for our ancestors. A man who truly realizes that he will live according to the principles of good Dharma, because he will keep those Dharma properly. Garudapurana says that the man who has 32 lakhs of fur on his body, 80 lakhs of fur on his head, 20 nails and 32 teeth, will be able to live in that time. Yama Garuda. It is said in the legend that there are 35 grams of strength in this world. There are 84 lakhs of yoni vidas, in which the universe can be divided into 3 types. 21 lakhs of human beings can be extracted from the roots, 21 lakhs of the Gosu, etc. The sacred is human beyond knowing. A man who is not blessed by birth is blessed by birth. Those who are not blessed by birth are those who have deceived themselves. It is against the conscience, or like an animal that does not know the virtues. This Manishka says that if one dies without a child and without a woman because he has not done a single act, his life will wander for a long time with hunger and pain while on board. When the good times are over, send the 3 types of messengers. The life that is there is given. Our body is one of the vehicles chosen for the journey of the living soul. After that vehicle breaks down, the soul takes another vehicle and continues the journey with itself. The journey of the soul is moving towards the state of salvation. It is only when a living soul becomes a Paramatma that the state of salvation reaches that state. Our body is a symbol. It is only the fetus that helps us, and our body helps us. The life we live is the competition we have in that life. Own all these things except the needs of the body. There are no needs of the man. Carrying the sins of the body. When the man separates the man and the body as one, that is when he takes the first step in the state of wisdom. It means that he has taken the first step in the state of. It means that he has taken the first step in the state of Siddha. It is not the only thing that will lead to hell. Donation for those who are not worthy to receive charity is regretful. Donation is an umbrella that will enter hell for 27 generations. Donation can go with a shadow in the path of life. There will be adyamadharmas. The departed soul will spend 3 days in water, 3 days in the air, and 1 day in its own home as a spirit. The son of the deceased must go and stay in one place because of the menstruation performed every month. Jiva must pass through each part in order. After death, the life reaches such a hell on the 30th day. If a pinta is eaten, it will go through the forest, then it will go away because of the cruelties of the Yamatols. If the soul eats the 3rd monthly pinta, it will reach such a hell. From there, Grunjan will reach such a city, then he eats the menses, and then the separation. After resting for a while, stops going on a terrible path, then the life becomes so sorry for its earthly life. The murky and fetid river of Pasra is a river with terrible appearance. These animals appear in front of the living creatures and ask if you have done so. We can throw it in the river and buy a piece of food. When Adam eats the monthly pinda, will the devils accept to bother us when we lived on earth? What the devils have caught is only some things that are scattered later. Then that life eats. After that, that life reaches the city. Then it eats the 8th monthly pinda. After this it eats the 9th monthly pinda. From there it eats the 9th monthly pinda. There Sitabram, who eats the 11th monthly pinda, is the separation of the 2nd month of Varshaptabhasrapanan is coming. Chitragupta tells Yama the details of Javan. Yama listens to it and punishes him accordingly with his kingars. Javan, who came to Yamapuri, takes refuge in a body the size of his thumb. Yamapatnam is very beautiful to the eyes of those who have passed. The path to Yamapuri is rough. The path to Yamapuri is rough. Leave the offspring. The best thing about human birth is that if you try to live a life of immorality during your lifetime, it will be a proper life. It is not a journey to realize everything after death. I don't know what sin I have committed. I am going through such a hardship. Everyone must have said that at some point. Bala people are also congratulating us, but without knowing what kind of result it will destroy us. Many of us continue to repeat our mistakes, and we must suffer punishment for our mistakes. Let's look at the world now. Garudapurana says that our life and morals should be lived simply by helping those who can and not causing harm to others. This is what Garudapurana means. Life in the world will cause everyone to have some pain without any disease. Only age is the only mental illness. In the coming times, we will help everyone and forget about it. Let's live like that. If this path is more virtuous, the soul will not be disturbed by Yamajitas and will attain heaven. For Vaikunda Ekadasiana, those who die on the night of death will reach Vaikundatu, or those who do good to others will reach heaven. Doing Mahatavam in the Krita Yuga is best for Amrita. In Treta Yuga, meditation was best. In Dvapara Yuga, it was good to perform sacrifices. It is only best to give alms to commemorate the age of Kala. Chitragupta's Yamaloka account of all the sins committed by living beings and flowers during their lifetime.